Here I am outside Baltimore. I believe it's headquarters, right? A building this big would not be headquarters. There's another headquarters address that is not this one, but I'd have to say that this has to be headquarters. There's something big, but we're gonna go in there and see, talk to the police, see what's going on. Baltimore is under a federal consent decree for 4th and 5th Amendment violations. Freddie Gray died in their possession, in their patrol, while they were transporting him after the arrest. The only injury on him was a severed spinal cord. You go over there and talk to the bad guys. Hey guys, how do I go about getting in this building here? I need service. I need to go talk to somebody at the service desk.
In regards to?
Oh, it's in regard to the person I'll talk to at the service desk. I just needed from you. I didn't get an entry point.
You can.
Where's the public entry point?
The public entrance is on 601 East Fayette Street.
So that's.
Go down, past the little driveway here.
Okay.
Up to the corner. You'll see like a little walkway on the side of the building. Follow that around when you're right to the front.
Oh man, a leopard. Thank you, buddy. Leopard, thank you, buddy. So, when they transferred a gentleman yesterday, they put him in flex handcuffs, which usually they only put like in a riot or when they're gonna run out of handcuffs. It was curious to me that you're transporting a gentleman in flex handcuffs. If that had something to do with the direct result of the Freddie Gray situation, who was in leg restraints and handcuffs, obviously, when they opened up the back of it was like a paddy wagon type vehicle. When they opened up the back of the transport van, he was in a coma. He passed 6 days later, and then the city went up. And they are under a federal consent decree, just like Chicago. So what a federal consent decree is basically, the Department of Justice audited Chicago, and they came back with a scathing report in 2017. Then Trump came to power, so he backed the Department of Justice out. So normally it's the Department of Justice suing the city of Chicago, but it was the state of Illinois suing Chicago. I don't know if the Department of Justice sued the city of Baltimore, but I believe they did. The federal consent decree is just the agreement you come to, right, in a suit, in a lawsuit. So, city of Chicago is not claiming any culpability, but they will go along with making changes, like a complete overhaul underneath federal guidelines, which is a federal monitor, and the federal judge that's in charge of Chicago is Robert Dow Jr., the Honorable Robert Dow Jr. So Baltimore is another city that is presently under a federal consent decree again, but they are willing to go under federal consent decree in which they will be guided by the federal government in order to tell them how to do what they're supposed to do. I don't know. This guy sent me on a wild goose chase. Look at this is the Baltimore police station. You got me going on a wild goose chase here, I think. Your mail, email. This part's shut down. He said it was on this street, the opening, so this thing looks like it's been shuttered for years though. Let's see, I think there's another one over here, Chuck. What does it say on there? Check in with the old officer complaint form. Now, a lot of departments that are not on the up and up, they'll say things like, I need to see your ID for an officer complaint form, or come inside and tell me what happened before I give you a complaint form, which it's been shown in undercover videos that news stations have done around the country. Those are the ones that are usually not on the up and up. Every police department makes their own policies, right? But if you want to be transparent and you want to be looked at as a police station that's on the up and up, you'll hand out a police report, no questions asked, or a police complaint form, no questions asked. A lot of those times, they just do that to discourage the person from wanting to make the complaint form, i.e. protecting the thin blue line. So if you were to ask Chuck for his ID or ask him to give him the statement first, then that would be a way that they've known to dissuade the public. Restricted public access to BPD facilities for your safety and the safety of others. And to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Baltimore Police Department is restricting public access to our buildings for emergencies, for non-emergencies, for general information. They're not even letting us in, these sons of bitches. To reduce the spread of COVID-19 in common areas of BPD facilities, workspaces that are close proximity to one another and a separation of 6 feet cannot be maintained, or tightly confined spaces. Okay, I got my mask. Let me in, buddy. Restricted public access. The police departments want to shut down. They don't want to be open to the public. That's a ridiculous notion. How is the police department shut down, but the gas stations are open? Stop it with your fake flu already. Oh, this guy don't know. He's looking. He's like a deer in headlights. He's just looking through folders. You can see him in there. He's like a deer in headlights. He's just looking through. He's looking through folders for nothing. He has no idea what's going on. You sent me off there, buddy. What are you talking to me? Hey, ma'am, do you know, can you get in the police department over there? Can you get in the police building over there? You can? Yes, over there? Hey, my man, is there a public access to this point where I could come in and talk to a lieutenant or the commissioner? Is the commissioner around? Can I talk to him for a second?
Nope, sorry.
There's no. So what are you saying? There's no.
It's Memorial Day, so nobody's here.
Oh, I know, but is there a public access point in which I can enter the building?
Yeah, here.
Okay, can I go in there and talk to the sergeant?
If it wasn't a holiday, this is a regular headquarters building, so it's not a district building.
So are the district buildings open?
A district building? Yeah, not district. There's no districts.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm asking you, officer, is if I go to a district, will they be like the same thing where it's saying this? Because this isn't saying that it's because of Memorial Day. It's saying because of restricted public access. I understand that. So I'm saying, is that going to be at the districts too, or are they not going to open?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So you have no idea if they're open?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You had a Prince tattoo on there. How do you not know if you're? How are you a police officer and you don't know if the police stations are open? What kind of runaround game are they playing with us here? That's why Baltimore police, hands down, in my estimation, is the worst police department in the nation. It's not even close. I did a story on it where there was a sergeant who he's charged with crimes that can put him in jail for 150 years. He was a sergeant. He made more than every other public employee, the mayor, the police commissioner, the district attorney that filed the charges against him. He made more than everybody in 2019, and he was suspended for the last month of the fiscal year. So he suspended a whole month. He made more than everybody, including the mayor. Now, the year before that, he was the second highest paid, and the most highest paid was another sergeant. So it's just sergeant putting in these incredible overtime that's just really a joke. These are the Baltimore police cars. Baltimore police. Looks like a security company to me. A proud new generation, Baltimore police. Apply now at bpderecruit.org. Baltimore Police Department, they're recruiting. Lesson 1, hog-tie somebody and throw them in the back of a moving vehicle. This is their actual transport van right there. They just pull the tarp up and throw people out in. What kind of shuttered building? This is kind of decrepit. Can you send somebody out here with a broom? Would that be too much to ask? I don't know who's in charge of this place, but they don't got no, this is by far the worst police department. By far. Officer! I'm gonna come over there, I don't want to be in traffic. Do you know, are the districts open to the public?
The district? I mean, as far as to like,
I'm from Chicago, so I just want to walk into the district and talk to one of the sergeants, perhaps even a lieutenant if I get lucky. But they said this one is, because this isn't a regular district, is this headquarters?
Headquarters is down there.
Okay.
This is the garage, the headquarters.
Okay.
But most people, if they need like some sort of police assistance, they can go to the front door or they go to the booth up there, like straight up the garage. There's an officer sitting at the booth. You might be able to talk to him, get some assistance, or if you need an actual report.
Yeah.
If you need an actual report, like I can help you out with that.
No, yeah, I'm good on that. So yesterday I saw a suspect being transported, and before they transported him, they took him out of the metal handcuffs and they put him in those flexi cuffs that you got right there. Is that in direct? Is that a direct result of the Freddie Gray incident?
I mean, I can't comment on whether it's a direct result of the Freddie.
Well, let me ask you this: did they transport people in metal handcuffs before Freddie Gray and up to Freddie Gray?
I mean, it depends on if you have these available, because we still transport people in.
So before, if you had those available before the Freddie Gray incident, you would switch them on to transport. Oh, so you don't even know?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate you being, like I said, I'm from Chicago, which is also underneath the federal consent decree. So I appreciate you being open with me, officer, and being polite and taking my questions. I understand you have some restraint because you are on duty, but at least you're polite to me. That's all I could ask for at the end of the day. Thank you, officer. What was your name? My man. Take care, buddy. There you go, guys. Like there. I mean, you kind of see that he felt uncomfortable. But what can you do? You gotta talk to the public. What does he look? He's like that guy's like he's like a Marine. He's like a British officer. You know the guys you can't get to move? You know the ones like you can't get to move? I wonder if you go over there, if he starts marching it, they do the end of watch. Did they say anything? He said he's been over here? What? So yeah, that guy, he looks like he's like one of those British soldiers who he's at attention. You can't get him to move or he's good. He's doing the old salute to everybody that's leaving. Happy Memorial Day. Vehicle exit only. Look at this. This is just, they got steam coming up from their drain pipes. This is one crappy place, dude. Listen, I know Chicago's not going to win any beauty contests anytime soon, but I'm sorry. We beat you. We beat you. This is just like a shuttered down like project building. Bum, 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 bum. Chuck, does it give you like the press like broken down, like just giving up feel? Like garbage all over the place and like shuttered down that police entry point, just boarded up. Yeah, so if you ask me, I'd say Baltimore wins for worst police department in the nation. They definitely got the track record for it. Pig. No, I'm just kidding. What did he say? Pigs? What did he say was Pig's Place?
Big town.
So Pig Town, if you guys remember, they call it Harlem Park. It's
The police department on North Gay Street.
so there's a part of town called Pig Town, I guess is what the residents call it, but it's called Harlem Park. That's where a detective who was mixed up in some criminal activity took his own life. They found blood on the inside of his shirt. He had 5 kids, but they treated it as a homicide. Hours later, they locked down the whole neighborhood, 6-block radius for 6 days. You could not get in or out without showing ID and having your name run for a warrants check, which is obviously constitutionally illegal. The second grader knows that. You can't just randomly ask somebody for their ID and run them for warrants. But there was people literally putting their key in the door. I'll put the link in the description of that video. And the ACLU of Maryland is now suing the Baltimore Police Department. They're putting their key in the door, and the police are running up to them and say, "Hold on, let me see your ID, let me see your ID."
I got it. You live on this block? Let me see your ID and contact stuff.
I don't have my ID.
You can't go in there.
My house is
You
right
cannot
here.
go in there without no ID.
I just took my daughter to school.
Where your ID at?
I don't have an ID. I just took my daughter to school.
District 1, messages, Chief Judge Mary Ellen Barber, Chief Judge of Court of Appeals, exposure mitigation. No person shall be diagnosed and remains ill with or is aware of have been exposed to COVID may enter a judicial branch facility. No person who has been advised by a doctor, hospital, or local health department to self-quarantine or ordered to quarantine by either a judicial branch facility during the quarantine period. To the extent that during the emergency, any person attempts to enter the judicial branch facility and appears to be ill with a respiratory illness, protocols developed as part of the extended continuing operations plan shall be employed to provide to that person, to the extent possible, the services needed without placing other court visitors and staff at risk. Any such person or his or her attorney, if applicable, who has a scheduled proceeding, events, or services in a judicial branch facility must contact the appropriate officer regarding his or her status. So that comes from Chief Judge Mary Ellen Barber. I'm gonna go see what this building is over here. In the World War, so I guess it's either one.
Go back to the corner. Say that.
Well, my guys got him. He said, "Go back to the corner." He said, "Shut up, pig." Good fight alive, guys. Good fight alive, guys. The kids were cleaning windows with spray bottles, and I think the cops chased them away. They keep talking shit to the cop. The cop's chasing them. Cops.
Nothing. They just kick these guys off cleaning cars over here on the side.
I know. These motherfuckers alone. What do you do? They're cleaning their car. Look at this. So
No experience needed.
no experience needed. We got all sex shops. We're in the. We went down there, which is the police headquarters, and now we're in the sex shop district. The Club Pussycat, Club JJ, the Jewel Box, and Subway, and then Club Hustler. Larry Flint's Club Hustler. Hey, is that essential? You guys are essential. Open those doors. I need my hustler. I demand my hustler. Listen, if sex is not essential, who are they to tell these people that they cannot open their doors? You're essential. Tell them to open your doors. Let's see if they told them. Oh, they closed until further notice. Fuck them.
You know you're supposed to be recording that, Nick.
Must be 18 to enter. They are not essential. They're telling them they're not essential. I say they are essential.